Let's talk Raiders here. Derek Carr said, he's backtracked it a little bit, that basically you're with us, you're against us. Raider fans should follow the team to Vegas.
Whoa.
Even from, that was a moment.
Derek.
I know.
Raiders are pirates. We go where we want to go.
Mm-hmm.
Do what we want to do. And, I don't have to have him walk the plank.
Well, I mean, if you think about it, if they can't stay in Oakland, or they're not going to stay in Oakland, or they don't want to stay in Oakland, or the finances is too good to be turned down.
Yeah,
and in Los Angeles is not an option. Isn't Vegas the best next thing?
Of course. Of course. Without a doubt. Without a doubt. But I just think the NFL has an issue. They need to do something to keep these teams in their city. It's like it's not enough money to go around to build a stadium in Oakland. What's going on? Mm-hmm. It's like you're going to have a cluster, in South Los Angeles and in South Nevada. To me, the Chargers should have stayed where they were.
I agree.
And the Raiders should stay in Oakland. But I'm going to Vegas.
For your draft, right? But you would go for you're going to go
to the games.
You will go to the games.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Because I can only imagine too, Cube, that if there's a cold weather town team, that is playing an away game in Vegas in November and December, those people will flock for that one weekend with their wives or with their friends or what have you. That would work in that regard for sure.
Come on out and be terrorized by the Raider Nation. Bring your whole family out.
Bring them all out.
Bring them all out. But hey, I wish they would have came to Inglewood with the Rams. I thought it'd be a perfect fit. But I understand why they're not. This man built a nice stadium for his Rams. He don't want the Raiders to take it over. Mm-hmm. I understand that. San Diego, the Chargers, that's a dud.
You don't think it's going to work out?
I don't think so. I don't think so. I don't know what they would think.
Now, I know the last time you were on, we were talking about the possibility of the Raiders going to San Diego. That would have been
right there.
That would have been a non-starter for you.
Put me on some kind of watch list for that one, because I wouldn't have just stood still and let that happen.
Now, what do you think of the idea of Marshawn playing and trying to win one for the East Bay before they go?
I think the Raiders need to win a championship Super Bowl for Oakland before you go. That's the only thing you can do for the city.
They got a shot, it looks like. They really do. I don't want to get anybody's hopes up, but other than the Patriots, who seem to be loading up again.
As usual.
And Brady seems to have no problem turning 40, we're assuming. That it looks like the Raiders would be the team to actually knock him off. Would you agree with that?
Of course. Yes. The Raiders, last year, to be honest, the Raiders were a year away, I think. Mm-hmm. But I think this is the year. I think the Raiders, they need a middle linebacker, they need a pass rusher, and maybe another, DB or two. And let's go.
Well, if Al was alive, he'd take that kid John Ross, who ran the 4.22 40.
Yeah.
Sitting out there, right there where the Raiders are sitting there 24th overall. They'd have a shot at him too.
Yeah, he'd take him.
He would definitely take him.
Al loved speed.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah. He revolutionized the game. Now everybody, speed is like, you got to have it.
The Rich Eisen Show, weekdays at noon Eastern on Audience.